like to understand the depth of what I'm trying to do and understand the depth of my music and how I view life. It takes a minute. Like I almost want to explain to you every single little thing because every little thing matters. But honestly, like the best way I can say it is I didn't realize that it was me. Like it's just organically how I was. Like from day one, like I never really thought about like, oh, let me make, like I didn't have a thought like, well, let me decide to do music as a career. Like it was just, okay, I'm doing music forever. Like this is my life. Like this is, and there was points where I found bits and pieces of my artistry through my growth as a being. But I was always really in touch with who I was, like at a young age. So it just always was the center of who I was. Okay. I started playing when I was 8. I started playing piano and guitar. And I started writing music when I was 8. But I started singing when I was like, I don't even know, 2. Like, is it a thing whenever I started talking, I was pretty much singing.
So that was destined. So being as though you have so many, you said it takes, you just want your bottle of juice and creativeness. When you writing a song, right? How do you know of how much to put into the song? If you like, because you know how you might be pouring out with emotion, you might want to put everything into the song. How do you know what to hold back?
I don't even think about it. I don't even, what are you trying to go back to? I don't even, honestly, like, I don't even, that's what's funny, because you ask people about their writing process, and it's really intriguing because everybody's a little different. I honestly don't have any intention when I go into a song. I have absolutely no intention. I am just existing. And what that song is what that song is. And I write, and when I know I'm done, I just know I'm done without saying I'm done. I'm done.
So would you say a lot of your music would be mood-based, like based on how you feel?
Yes, I'm definitely a very theatrical, moody writer. So whatever the song is, I just promise you, if it's whatever it is, it's gonna be, you're gonna feel it. And I hope that everything I put in is always, the energy I put into anything is always going to have an empowerment. Like I want it to lift you up. Like even if it's a song that sounds sad, like the energy of the song is gonna make you feel powerful to get through that. Like I'm all about the energy I put into my music.
I was gonna ask you that. So like when you're in the studio, what does the mood and the vibe have to be? What has to be in the studio?
I don't want anybody in the studio with me.
Okay.
Me and my producer, like that's it. And me and Wee work really great because he doesn't talk, he doesn't ask me questions, he doesn't suggest me, and it's really great because I honestly just want a puppet to lay it down at first, and I don't need any critiques. It's a very fragile place.
To get it out of brain first.
It's a very I need to get it out, and I need to. It's like it'd be
but
like
you know that's missing.
It's like giving birth, and then everybody wants to grab your kid. Like let me live with my kid for a couple days. Like it's very important. Like it's a very very intimate thing. Like it is very important to me. And if anybody's energy are in the room, because I'm super empathic, like I can feel their energy, and like I can't, and I'm so like, and it's like I'm at my most sensitive point. So it's like if they say one little thing, it's like it'd be like my baby coming out and you'd be like, man, his ears are weird. And I was like, oh my god, 9 years of weird ears. Like, are we ever gonna grow out of the stage? Like, I can't have that. Like, I need to be centered. I always had the lights dimmed, lights off in there and dimmed in the studio, if not all the way off. Sometimes I do it in complete darkness, or I do candles.
So was it your goal to capture the rawness and the raw moments and the real actual aspect of music as a whole? Like just going in and just letting it go, let me just make these, let me ad-lib,
I'm all about being as real as it is. Everything that you see is going to be just real, organic. I don't fake anything. I can't fake anything. And it's really interesting because my entire life, like, when I started, the thing about it is, I guess I should have brought it up when you said, when did you decide you were going to do music as a career? That's what I mean by like, it never was a decision because it was never just music. It's about the movement. It's about, I always was at a young age, before I could understand my movement, before I could understand what kind of artist I really was going to be, I always was like, I just need to do this. I need to create music. I need to do a movement. Like I want to change the world. Like it was always about changing the world for me. And I just never, it was like kind of like having a piece of paper, and like I knew what the piece of paper said, but I couldn't read it because it was in a different language, but I knew what it said. And it said that music is how you're gonna do things, music is how you're gonna change the world, stay strong, stay with it, survive. So I survived, and when I was 18 I left. And from the time I got to Nashville was my period of getting rid of all the negative energy from my life, developing myself in a way that like I could no longer become weakened by other people's opinions, and I could embrace who I was. And through that and through all of the things that I lived in Nashville, I got to the point where like one day when I decided to go by Phenix, because I never really was attached to my name, I never really was attached to anything I was going by, and it just didn't feel as big as I was. I felt like what I'm doing is so big, and I had this day where a bunch of things happened, a lot of doors shut and a lot of doors opened, a lot of things changed in my life, and I was sitting on my kitchen floor. I wrote my song Meltdown, which is the title track for my EP, and I cried. And it was really weird. I cry a lot, like I cry often, actually. When I was
Those
younger,
are the best moments when you write the best
yes,
songs.
and honestly, like I would cry often because I'd feel like I've always felt like so suppressed. Like I just had something to do. I had something to lead. I had something to go. Like I always felt stuck. I was stuck in school. I was stuck in society. Like because I was younger, I couldn't live on my own. Like I would have left. And I always would just be overwhelmed with how much I wanted to achieve, and I never felt like I could do anything because I didn't have money. I couldn't move. All I could do was write and write and write. And now I was finally realizing at that point that I have everything I need. Like I was realizing everything was in line for me, and it all clicked. And that same day I decided to go by Phenix, and I literally, when I made that decision, I read the paper. I learned the language. I understood every single fucking thing that I'm supposed to do, every single thing that my music is supposed to mean, every single thing. And then I started paying attention. I'm like, now you need to finalize and critique, and now you need to make sure that you are so sharp, because now you've built your strength. Now you need to sharpen yourself. And now I just sat on the floor and I literally cried, and I literally felt this energy. Like I just looked up and I was listening to my song and I was singing it, and it was by myself, and I'm in this new apartment, I'm in this new everything, and I look up and I like feel this, like I literally felt this energy like leave me, and it like shook me, and then I felt something come in me, and then I just like looked up and I literally said by myself in the middle of my middle of my kitchen floor, like, I'm Phenix and I get it. And I cried and I said thank you. Like I was just talking and I just said thank you, and I cried and cried, and I went to bed and I woke up and I'm not looking back.
But have you noticed once you really find your destiny and your purpose, everything lines
everything, and you feel that power. I have tapped into it. Like
and you meet all the right people.
All the right people.
You be at all the right places.
All the right things. Everything. And it's like before it was lining up, whatever. Now it fucking makes sense. And it now, because I fucking understand it, when people ask me, like, I know what I'm gonna say. Like it's no longer like, oh, here's this dream and this movement I'm talking about, blah blah blah. I'm like, no, this is what I'm doing, and this is what I'm gonna believe in, and this is what you're gonna believe in too. And I'm here to fucking change shit.
So,
you know.
So say there is a girl out there she has music, she has the art within her, and she's being boxed in, and she cannot find her creative zone. What message, what advice would you give to her on how to find that creative area where she could be herself and express herself in the way that she has her art envisioned in her head?
I think she needs, if anybody feels caged in, first of all, they need to analyze their surroundings and why they feel caged in, and are they caging themselves? Because that's a big thing. You can be in a situation where you're caging yourself through your own insecurities, your own whatever. You need to evaluate. Yes, you need to evaluate what is the cage. What is the cage, and can you move out of the cage, or are you just holding yourself from it? You really need to analyze your situation. Then you need to make a clear goal of where you want to go. And if you feel like, my biggest thing is what Phenix is all about is the inner rebellion. Like the Phoenix, the bird, dies in its own fire. It's reborn through its own ashes. Okay, I believe that we die in fire every time in our life. Like I've died in fire and I've rose from it. Like we don't just crash. We crash hard. We crash and burn, but we pick ourselves up and we go. And when you're in a situation like that, where you're so down, you're so like, I feel like the dirt's just on you, you're just buried. You need to take that time to like work on your own inner strength, because your own inner strength and your perception of the world is what will bring you out of that cage. Okay. It's all about working through yourself and analyzing what you need to do. I mean, for me, honestly, like I was in an environment with my family that was not healthy, because I didn't have any protection against how depressed they were, so I was depressed with them. And it was really hard for me. So my first thing was I had to remove myself from the situation. So if it's one of those things where somebody needs to remove themselves from the situation to be able to think clearly and weed that energy out, then that's what they need to do. If it's one of those things where it's really just their own cage that they're creating and they really have all the ways to move out, they need to analyze that, and then they need to work through that. So it's really an intricate thing, I feel like. It's really personal to whoever they are. But the biggest thing is they need to know what's holding them back, and they need to be able to face it, and they need to be able to make the decision, because they are in control of their own life. They're never out of control. We all have control. And we can make it happen. Whatever you put into the universe is what is reality. So change your train of thinking. If you're a negative person, you're thinking negatively, change it. Only positive. If you're perceiving the world in a certain way, you have to change that perception first. And once you do those two things, you can't be stopped. Because nothing can drag you down. Like nothing can fucking bring me down. But when I was weakened and I was at that point, everything could have. Everything could have. And I saw the forks in the road all the time where I could have decided to go self-destructive, or could have decided to stay with it. Right. And I made those decisions. Choices are everything.
So how do you keep yourself sane and in that place where you always are creative and nothing is able to get you out of that gray headspace?
I surround myself by really great, like-minded people who recharge me when I need to be recharged. I'm writing this book. It's for my motivational speaking, which I want to include in a lot of what I do.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's called Let Me Be Your Battery Charger. I believe that.
Say that again.
Let me be your battery charger.
You know that's dope, right?
Yeah.
Like, and it seems like a lot of your stuff comes from thinking outside of the box.
Really?
In which now no one does that.
Right.
Everything is so manufactured and to the point where it's
yes.
planned for you. Like you just sit down and some people.
You are born into a society that plans the way you're gonna think. This
Exactly.
is what I'm saying. Like this is what pisses me off too. Is I see so many people that struggle. Okay, take everything away. Every fucking thing. What we are living in right now, what you see is a manifestation that we have created.
Right.
Okay, this shit isn't real. Like, I mean, it's real. It's definitely real, right? But it's not what matters. Like, your soul, your spirit, that is the only thing that matters, okay? And it is in this body. It is in this world. It is in living in this game. You play a different fucking video game. You can put the same character in a different video game. It's playing the video game, different scenarios. What is important to me is breaking those limitations, not just when it comes to music, but breaking the limitations where I want to put every fucking genre on a record and have nobody question it, because it doesn't matter the fucking genre, it matters the core. So when you look at a person, it doesn't matter the color, the face, the anything. What's the core? It's all about energy. It's all about spirituality. Like, it's all about that, because everything is that. And the more people stop giving in to the stupid bullshit and stop giving in to all of that, and the more they retract inside themselves and they analyze and they reflect and they grow and they work on that, the more that they're going to they're not going to be affected by this, and they're going to be fucking free, and they can do anything, absolutely anything. So when it comes to Let Me Be Your Battery Charger, it's because you cannot be around people. There are some people that are so sucked down so deep and they can't get out.
And they bring you with them.
And they bring you with them, they drain you. Right now, I'm getting built up right now. Like, my energy, like, I'm battery charging myself, because not only talking about this builds me up, but having somebody listen and somebody else's energy feel it as well.
Right.
I'm fucking charged. I'm gonna walk out there and I'm gonna be fucking lit. Like, I'm empowered. Like, I don't need drugs, I don't need anything. I'm fucking lit right now. And I'm gonna walk out there, and then in a couple days, I'm gonna be fucking drained. I'm gonna come across people that are gonna drain me, whatever. Even though I don't get drained as fast, my battery is pretty good right now. But I can get drained, and when I have those moments, which I'm weak, and those moments are okay. So I'm gonna call somebody, or I'm gonna have people on my team that are gonna fucking caress me back to fucking where I need to be, and when I'm gonna be that for you. And that's what life is about.
It is.
That's what people need to realize. Stop beating people up, build them up.
Exactly.
Like, I'm not gonna be out there, like, I'm a boss in a way that, like, I run my shit, because I don't trust anybody else to run it like I'm gonna run it. This is my art. Every music video you see, I direct. Every fucking photo you see, I fucking direct. Every fucking thing you see is me. And that's because it's my art, and my art is me.
I love that you're saying art, because when I made my blog, I wanted to make sure my blog was different from every other blog that's out here. I don't care about gossip. I don't care about what you do after you leave. I don't care.
Don't even feed into it. You don't even feed into it.
I look at life itself, period, as art. And so my blog features everything of art. Your art could be tattooing. Your art could be poetry. Your art could be cooking. Yes, you could be an athlete. It could be whatever you want.